Single motherhood, challenge or opportunity. Becoming a single mother can be a challenging journey for a woman, yet for some, it represents an opportunity for growth, development, and learning. Raising a child on your own requires not only patience, but also strength and resilience to overcome life's difficulties. However, being a single mother also brings joy and satisfaction, especially when witnessing the growth, development, and independence of your child. This can create a unique bond between mother and child, a connection that not everyone gets to experience. If you are looking to build a relationship with a woman who has children, there are a few important things to consider before moving forward. A relationship like this will not be like any other relationship you've experienced before, and you need to mentally prepare for the new challenges and changes it may bring. It is crucial to understand that being a single mother does not stop a woman from loving, caring for, and dedicating herself to another person. She can still devote time and energy to a relationship, but her priorities will always be different, and you need to acknowledge this early on. The past and the influence of the father. When entering a relationship with a single mother, you are not just engaging with the woman herself, but also with her past, which may include the presence of the father in the child's life. Even though the father may not be directly involved in your life, his influence might still persist, sometimes indirectly affecting you. In many cases, the father may still play a role in the child's life, even though he no longer lives with the mother. This could be an important factor to consider when starting a relationship with a single mother. Interventions from the father, whether financial or emotional, can create tension or misunderstandings between you and the woman you're dating. If you are someone who seeks emotional stability, you need to assess whether these interventions make you uncomfortable. Understanding that such a relationship may face challenges you haven't encountered before will better prepare you for difficult situations. Wanting a peaceful life is not a bad thing. In fact, it's a sign of maturity and thoughtful consideration. But if you don't recognize these factors from the beginning, they could become a heavy burden in your relationship later on. The priorities of a single mother. When dating a single mother, you will realize that her priorities will be different from those of women without children. Her children will always be her top priority, and this is completely understandable. You will need to accept and respect this. If you are looking for a relationship where you can receive her undivided attention, where you can freely plan impromptu trips or engage in activities without any obligations, you may need to reconsider. These things may not be easy to achieve when she has children, as they will always need care and attention. It's not about arguing, but about understanding. Once you recognize that she must share her care and affection between you and her children, you will find it easier to accept this change and avoid feeling disappointed later on. Time for her. The time she can dedicate to you will be limited, and this can be a difficult reality for some people. Single mothers often have to balance work, child care, doctor's appointments, and other responsibilities. For her to spend time with you, it will require patience, planning, and flexibility on your part. If you are someone who likes instant decisions or expects constant attention, you will need to adjust your approach. Dating a single mother is not about the quantity of time you can spend together, but about the quality of the moments you share. Unrealistic expectations about the time you can spend together can lead to frustration and disappointment. Instead of demanding more, focus on creating special moments, cherishing the time you have together, and building a lasting relationship with what you have. Entering a small family. When you enter into a relationship with a single mother, you're not just entering a romantic relationship. You're joining an already established small family. Facing situations where the father of the child may still be involved legally or financially is something you need to consider carefully. Your role is not to replace anyone, but to find your place within this family. You need maturity, empathy, and a willingness to confront the complexities this relationship brings. If you're not ready to face these challenges, don't worry. Acknowledging this early on is far better than allowing it to become a burden in your relationship later. The most important thing is to be honest with yourself and with the person you're dating. Single motherhood, a challenge or opportunity. Becoming a single mother is not an easy choice, but it is not necessarily a bad one either. In fact, many women choose this path because they believe it is the best for their children. They are willing to face challenges and work harder than ever to provide the best life for their children. The absence of support from a partner does not mean that they cannot live happily, nor does it mean that they cannot build a romantic relationship with someone else. When you begin to consider a relationship with a single mother, it's important to recognize that she already has a life full of responsibilities and obligations. She is not just a single woman seeking love. She is a mother with children, and that comes with its own set of circumstances. These responsibilities will always be present in her life and will influence every decision she makes, including her relationship with you. Understanding her role as a mother, therefore, the most important thing to understand is that loving a woman with children means loving her whole family. You cannot view her as an isolated individual, but as a person who is part of a family that is already established, with specific needs and demands from her children. This can create challenges, but if you truly love her, you will learn to accept and understand these aspects. Empathy and understanding will be the key elements in your relationship. Once you understand what she faces, you will be able to create a space of love and support where both of you can overcome life's difficulties and challenges together. This not only strengthens your relationship, but also helps you build a stable and happy environment for her children. Flexibility in expectations, however, you must mentally prepare to accept that your plans and desires might not always go as expected. Single mothers often have to be flexible in managing their time and life because they constantly have to balance work, caring for their children, and other responsibilities. Sometimes, the decisions and plans you make may be delayed or changed unexpectedly due to factors beyond anyone's control. You need to accept this and learn to be flexible so that you aren't disappointed when things don't go as planned. Building a connection with her children. Furthermore, your ability to create a strong bond with her children is a crucial factor. You cannot expect her to completely devote all her attention to you without considering her children. A real relationship will involve creating a good relationship with her children. This requires you to have a generous heart, be willing to understand, and accept the challenges she faces when raising her children on her own. Growing together through challenges. Although dating a single mother may come with many challenges, it also provides a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. These challenges can help you become more mature, learn patience, and develop important skills such as empathy, communication, and problem solving. This benefits not only you but also your relationship and her children. Being honest and transparent. Finally, the most important thing when dating a single mother is to be honest with both yourself and your partner. If you feel you are not ready to face these challenges, it's something you need to realize early on and not continue the relationship. Don't wait until things become complicated and difficult. Be honest from the start to avoid causing harm to both yourself and the woman you're dating. Building a sustainable relationship. When you are ready to accept the challenges and responsibilities that come with dating a single mother, you will be able to build a sustainable relationship where both you and her children can grow and thrive together. It is an emotionally fulfilling journey, and if you go down the right path, it will bring amazing experiences that you will never regret. Dating a single mother, a complex yet rewarding journey. Dating a single mother brings with it a unique set of challenges and opportunities. Unlike traditional relationships, where the focus might solely be on the bond between the individuals, being in a relationship with a single mother means that you're also becoming part of her family. This can deeply influence your life, and you'll need to be ready to face realities that may not have crossed your mind before. Understanding the father's role. One key element to consider is the relationship between her and the child's father. While they may no longer live together, the father could still play a role in the child's life. His presence, whether financial or emotional, can create tension and may influence the dynamics of your relationship. Even if the father is no longer directly involved with her, his past involvement can still affect many aspects of her family life. You may face challenges building a stable and lasting connection in this relationship, as interventions from the father or his continued involvement might lead to misunderstandings or awkward situations. It is essential to acknowledge that, even though the father is not part of the daily life anymore, he can still influence things in indirect ways. Approaching this situation with understanding. How should you navigate this? The key is patience and understanding. If you cannot accept the involvement of the father, or if you struggle to manage the complexities that come with this, the relationship may face hurdles. However, if you can approach this situation openly and avoid letting external factors negatively affect your relationship, it will allow for growth and a stronger bond. Getting involved with her child. Another important aspect many do not consider when dating a single mother is your role in the life of her child. This can be a major challenge, but it is also a great opportunity to build a meaningful and close relationship. You are not only loving her, but also her child, and becoming a part of that child's life is a significant change. The child will need to adjust to having someone new in their life, and this transition might not always be smooth. It's essential to recognize that not all children will easily accept a new person in their life. Some may test you to see if you genuinely care about them. Others might be more open to forming a relationship. In either case, patience is key. Building a relationship with her child will take time and effort from both parties. If you are committed to building a good relationship with her child, you must show that you care about them, not just because you love their mother, but because you want to be an important part of their life. This is a long process with challenges, but if you persist, the result will be a solid family bond where everyone feels loved and respected. Connecting with her during difficult times. Dating a single mother is not always easy. There will be moments when you will have to find ways to connect with her when she is exhausted or stressed by the many responsibilities in her life. For a single mother, juggling responsibilities, work, parenting, personal life can be overwhelming. There will be times when she feels lonely and tired, needing someone to share the load, but at the same time, she may not always have the time to give you the attention you desire. The key is understanding and supporting her during these times without expecting too much. Being attentive, caring, and patient will help you strengthen your relationship. You must learn to share responsibilities not just emotionally, but also in caring for her child. If you can do this, you will earn not only her trust, but her child's trust as well. This relationship will become a strong, long-lasting connection based on mutual understanding and support. Honesty and communication. Finally, in any relationship, but especially when dating a single mother, honesty and communication are the most important elements. You must always be honest about your feelings, your expectations from the relationship, and the challenges you are willing to face. Ensure that you and she can openly communicate about concerns, expectations, and the difficulties both of you will face. When you share and address these matters candidly, you will build a strong, long-lasting relationship where both of you feel respected and understood. Step into an already formed family, the challenges and rewards. When you begin dating a single mother, you're not simply entering a romantic relationship. You're becoming part of an already established family. This means that you're not only loving the woman, but also embracing her family. Her children will always have a significant role in her life and will influence many of the decisions she makes. It's crucial to recognize this early on. For a single mother, relationships might not always be the top priority, especially when she has to dedicate much of her time and energy to raising her children and managing her work. This might make you feel neglected or like you're not receiving the attention you expected. However, it's essential to understand that this is her reality. Her children will always come first, and you must respect that. Thus, loving a single mother isn't just about loving her. It's about loving a family, complete with all the responsibilities, challenges, and joys that come with it. You won't be able to completely change her life, but you can be a part of her family, supporting her and helping build a relationship based on love and respect. Flexibility and willingness to adapt. Another crucial factor when dating a single mother is flexibility and the willingness to adapt. With a life already full of responsibilities, she won't always be able to follow through with your plans or meet your expectations. Instead of feeling disappointed when things don't go as planned, you need to learn how to be flexible and accept that things can change unexpectedly. For example, you may want to plan a romantic evening or a weekend getaway, but sometimes those plans may be canceled because her children need attention or she has other commitments. Accepting that this is part of life with a single mother will help you stay calm and avoid disappointment. To maintain a lasting relationship, you need to understand that these changes in her life aren't personal or meant to disappoint you. They are simply the result of factors outside her control. Once you can accept this flexibility, your relationship will feel more natural and less frustrating. Relationship with her children. When dating a single mother, your relationship with her children can be a deciding factor in the success of the relationship. Some people think that loving the mother is enough, but the reality is that her children are an inseparable part of the equation. To build a solid relationship with her, you'll need to get to know and form a bond with her children. This can be challenging, especially when the children might feel jealous or uncomfortable with a new person in their mother's life. However, if you can create a sincere and respectful relationship with them, you'll be more successful in building a harmonious family. Patience and understanding are key in forming this relationship. The children may not accept you immediately, and you'll need to learn to bond with them not just because you love their mother, but because you genuinely want to be a part of their life. This is a long-term process, and while it requires persistence, the result will be a strong family connection where everyone feels loved and respected. Role changes and expectations. When dating a single mother, you'll realize that your role in the relationship will differ from other relationships you've had before. You're not just a partner, you might also play the role of a friend, a supporter, and even a father figure to her children. This might be a significant change for you, as you may need to adjust your expectations and approach. For a single mother, the relationship will not look like the ones you've had before. You need to accept that she won't always be able to dedicate all her time and energy to you, and your expectations may not always be met right away. This can be a challenge, but if you can accept and understand that she has other priorities, you'll find it easier to build a stable, long-lasting relationship. Moreover, your role in the family will not be about replacing the father, but about being a supportive and connecting figure. You don't need to try to replace anyone. You need to find your place in the family, where you can contribute and help. This requires maturity, empathy, and a willingness to face the challenges of family life. Taking care of yourself. While you focus on building a relationship with a single mother and her children, don't forget that you also need to take care of yourself. A relationship is a two-way street, and if you're not happy and respected, the relationship will struggle to thrive. Make sure you maintain your independence and personal space. Take time for your hobbies, friendships, and family. You don't need to pour everything into this relationship. You need to maintain a balance to keep yourself healthy and happy. This will help you contribute positively to the relationship and ensure its long-term success. Embracing differences and challenges in a relationship with a single mother. When you begin dating a single mother, one of the most important aspects to understand is the ability to accept differences. Every family has its own unique dynamics, and hers is no exception. You won't be able to avoid situations where you might feel uncomfortable or disagree with how she raises her children. However, it's crucial to learn to accept and respect these differences. Each child develops and has their own personality. She will have her own parenting methods, which may differ from what you've experienced in the past. She may not always follow the approaches that you believe are best, and this may make you uncomfortable or difficult to accept. However, it's important to remember that the decisions she makes stem from her love for her children and her desire to give them the best life possible. What matters most is that you understand and show respect for the methods and principles she's applying. If you have any disagreements, it's important to discuss them openly and honestly, but don't let these differences create unnecessary tension in your relationship. Love isn't everything. One reality you need to understand when dating a single mother is that love isn't everything. While love is a crucial element in any relationship, in a relationship with a single mother, love alone cannot solve all the problems. A single mother has many responsibilities and priorities in her life, and you must understand that love alone won't overcome everything. When you date a single mother, you'll be dealing with more than just love. You'll also face a range of other factors, such as work, family responsibilities, financial issues, and the challenges of raising children. You'll need to learn how to manage these factors, not only for the sake of your relationship, but also for her and her children. Love is the foundation for building a relationship, but sometimes you'll need to rely on patience, flexibility, and problem-solving skills to maintain the relationship. During tough times, love alone won't fix everything, but if you provide a solid support system for her and her children, you'll help build a long-lasting and happy relationship. Jealousy and personal freedom. A challenge many people dating a single mother face is feelings of jealousy or neglect. You'll need to accept that she will have to spend a lot of time and attention on her children, and this might sometimes make you feel like you're not receiving the attention you desire. Jealousy can arise when you feel that she's spending too much time with her children and not enough with you. You might feel that her children come before you, or that she can't engage in romantic activities like you expected. This is entirely normal, but you need to recognize that it's part of her life and the lives of many single mothers. To avoid feelings of jealousy, you need to learn to respect her time and space with her children. You'll have to adjust your expectations, understanding that she can't always be there for you the way you want. Her personal freedom, even with children, still needs to be respected and protected. She has the right to have time for herself, to take care of herself, and to maintain a life outside of your relationship. Building a future together. As your relationship progresses, you'll face an important question. Do you want to continue building a future together? A relationship with a single mother isn't just temporary. If you're serious about dating her and seeking a long-term future, you need to understand that your future will be built not just with her, but with her children as well. This might require you to change the way you think about family and your role within it. You won't just be a lover. You may also become a father figure, and you may become involved in the process of raising her children. This won't be easy, but if you can accept this responsibility, you'll be able to create a happy and strong family. If you truly love her and wanted to build a life together, you'll have to face the challenges and complexities of integrating into the life of an already formed family. However, if you can do this, your relationship will grow stronger and you'll be able to build a solid future together. Preparing for family life. Before you go any further in your relationship with a single mother, it's important that you mentally prepare for family life. You will have to learn to work with external factors, such as the child's father, her friends and family, and sometimes financial or emotional issues that could affect your relationship. The most important thing is that you prepare yourself for changes in your life. You won't be living a simple, free life as you did before, where you could decide everything on your own. Now, you'll need to share your life with a family, and this requires you to have the ability to adjust, change, and learn to love not just her, but also her children. Learn to accompany and not impose. One important thing you need to understand when dating a single mom is that you won't be able to impose everything according to your wishes. She's gone through a long, possibly very tough time raising her children alone. She's had to learn to face challenges, sometimes on her own, and now she has a perspective on life, family, and relationships that might differ from yours. This doesn't mean she's not willing to change, but you need to understand that change doesn't happen immediately and it takes time. Remember, you're not the only person in her life. Her children will always play an important role in every decision she makes. So, instead of feeling neglected when she can't give you all her time and attention, you should learn to walk alongside her. This means understanding and respecting her schedule, sharing responsibilities, and not expecting everything to be perfect right away. Accompanying her doesn't mean you have to give up everything you want, but rather, learning how to build a new relationship together where both of you can harmonize with each other and with her children. You may never be the only center of her world, but you can be an important part of her family life where everyone supports each other. Understand her sacrifices and efforts. Being a single mom is a challenging job that requires a lot of sacrifices. She has to take care of her kids while ensuring that everything in the family runs smoothly. She might work long hours, manage household tasks, make time for her children, and still try to maintain personal relationships. This can sometimes leave her feeling exhausted and unable to fully focus on the relationship with you. Therefore, if you want this relationship to grow, you must understand the sacrifices she's making. Don't just focus on the things you want or feel are lacking in the relationship. Look at the efforts she's putting in every day to maintain stability in her family. She might not always be able to give you the romantic evenings you expect, but she will still give you her attention and care in her own way. Conclusion: dating a single mom, challenges and opportunities. Dating a single mom is a journey filled with challenges, but also incredibly meaningful. It's not just a simple romantic relationship. It's about integrating into an already formed family with all its responsibilities and unique demands. You're not only loving a woman, but you also have to learn to love and care for her family, including her children, and sometimes dealing with past relationships, such as the father of the child. One key aspect of this relationship is understanding. You need to realize that single mothers often face challenges that women without children may never experience. They must balance between work and raising children, while also trying to maintain personal relationships, which can make it hard for them to give you as much time as you might expect. Therefore, patience, flexibility, and the ability to adjust expectations are crucial. However, if you can understand these difficulties, not only will you build a strong relationship, but you'll also create a happy, love-filled family. You must learn to respect her priorities, walk alongside her in raising the children, and build a strong relationship based on mutual understanding and respect. In the end, you must always be honest with yourself and with your partner. If you're not ready to face the challenges this relationship brings, don't hesitate to recognize that from the start. But if you are willing to invest your time, patience, and love into this relationship, you will be able to enjoy unforgettable moments and build a lasting future together. A relationship with a single mom may not be easy, but it will bring you much joy and personal growth. See these challenges as an opportunity to become a more mature, understanding, and responsible man. When you embrace these challenges, you'll realize that this relationship can bring a deep, meaningful connection, not just for you and her, but for her entire family as well. Thank you for watching this video. If you found the information helpful, don't forget to like, share it with anyone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the Homem de Virtudes channel so you don't miss future videos. I'll see you in the next one, and I wish you happy and lasting relationships.